it's Barry. Just got home from work and sat having a beer, something like that, in the front room with two manic dogs. Oh, they've decided to calm down a bit now. And I was thinking about saying something about being happy with who you are, or where you are, or what you are, however you want to call it. Seen quite a few people on YouTube that don't seem too happy at the moment with things that are happening to them, which I can understand. I've had lots of things happen to me that, you know, I would rather not have had happen. Emotional stuff, family stuff, physical accidents and the like. But several times I've asked myself a question that I thought I'd put out for anybody else to have a think about. If you were given the opportunity to swap with absolutely anybody at all, anywhere in the world that you've ever heard of, or that you haven't heard of, or would you actually do it? Now, if you think about it, there's lots of things that could, you could be somebody rich and famous, somebody very lucky, very athletic, all those sort of things. But if you actually pin down to the person, I could say different names of different people, but it doesn't really make a difference. But a member of royalty, or a very well-known sports person, or a very well-known, I don't know, anybody, politicians, or even the bloke next door. If you could actually swap for them, would you actually do it? Now, my answer would always be no. I've thought about it, and there isn't, because you have to take everything that they are. So, you lose what you are, become what they are. And although some people have things that, traits in themselves, the way they behave or the way they are, that you might find attractive and think that you'd like to be more like that or something else. I certainly wouldn't, and I don't know whether anybody else would ever want to swap to be somebody else. If you really think about it, because you've got to take all their problems and all the rest of it. So if you wouldn't swap who yourself to be anybody else, and this is on the entire planet that has ever been that I can think of, I wouldn't swap to be in anybody else's position. I wouldn't want to be anybody else. That makes your problem seem nothing to worry about, really, because you must be in the best position there is. And this is not a bad position, having a beer. But when you've got things that you'd rather not be doing, or things have happened that you'd rather not happen, and you think back about things that accidents you've had, or you've got backache at the time, so I have a bit of trouble with my back, and then you actually think that you would, given the chance, you would not swap with anybody else, then you must be in the best position of anybody in the entire world. Now, that's not the position I think I'm in. I reckon if anybody really thought about it deeply enough, I think everybody would say the same thing. I don't know how far that would go to people that are in really dire straits. Some people can be, think of third world countries and all the rest of it, but I don't even know whether they would. I can just surmise. Perhaps somebody, in a really bad circumstance might wish to swap with anybody. But I'm happy with where I've been, and perhaps I'm just lucky because of that. But there must be a huge proportion of people that could say the same, and they must be just as lucky. And I reckon that's great. And I'm going to finish my beer. Oops. Yeah, excuse the camera, because I don't know how to turn this thing on until I turn it round, by which time I filmed something that shouldn't be on the film. Pretend you turned off about 2 minutes ago.